Before NLE Choppa would release his newest single, Shotta Flow 5, the fifth sequel to his 2019 single, Shotta Flow. Before NLE Choppa would open up about his struggles with mental health via social media, where he stated, "I just want to be understood. Everybody go through depression, I suffer from that. I think in the black community, that is ignored. On my album, I got a song for everybody who suffer from bipolar depression, mental health issues, anything. I hope it touches you, let you know you're not alone. I'm with you." Before NLE Choppa would release his debut EP, Cottonwood, named after the block he grew up on.
The reason why I am the way I am.
Trey, we got over.
Signifies like where it all started at the beginning of life. Cottonwood, the street I was born on.
In about a blink of an eye, NLE Choppa, he went from Memphis high school student to viral music sensation. Now, he may not be able to vote, buy cigarettes, or enjoy a bevy at any of the clubs he packs full of paying fans, but that hasn't stopped him from pioneering and perfecting one of the greatest flows in the hip-hop game. Now, he built his thriving brand from scratch, and he proved himself to be a hard-nosed negotiator in the process. Now, this past summer, he even launched his own imprint label at Warner Brothers, dubbed No Love Entertainment. Now, all of this to say that his fans, they have good reason to idolize NLE Choppa, but how did a kid from the east end of Memphis end up having his song streamed over 1 billion times across all platforms? Well, you're gonna find that out in today's video and more.
Sweet!
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden back at it again with an updated video on NLE Choppa prior to fame. Here for you, of course, on Before They're Famous. Now, the first time I cracked at his story was a little over a year ago with the release of Cottonwood and his single Walk 'Em Down featuring Roddy Ricch. By the way, we recently just did an update on Roddy Ricch. Now, I thought now would be as good a time as any to take another look at his story, and when we update these videos, we find new pictures, we find new video clips, and new information that wasn't available the first time around. Now, as always, I need you guys to let me know who's next in the comments down below. Alright, now let's get into this video. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! NLE Choppa was born Bryson Lashun Potts on November 1st, 2002 in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, Bryson, he had always been mighty protective and proud of his hometown. In fact, he told the Memphis Flyer earlier this year, "So many good artists are in Memphis. It's always been a lot of good artists, but we're just kinda underappreciated." And while he unabashedly reps his hometown at every turn, well, that doesn't mean it wasn't always the most pleasant place to grow up in. Now, when asked by Complex what he learned in Cottonwood neighborhood, well, he replied stating this: "Don't trust nobody, don't be easily letting people in." His mom, Angela, was a businesswoman and taught him from an early age to approach life with the eyes of an entrepreneur. Now, not only that, she seems to have passed down her rapturous and very Jamaican appetite for fun as well. For instance, the term Shotta, well, that's actually one he got from his mom's. Shotta is really just a Jamaican thing, a Jamaican term, and my mom being from there, I was exposed to that culture. But teaching her son the value of a keen business sense and how to have fun, they weren't the only things that she would do for him. Now, once he dedicated himself to making music, well, she became his manager to look after him. He was still a kid, so it makes sense. Although usually these guys, they end up ditching their mom, but I think these two, they're pretty tight.
I just want to be a part of whatever makes him happy, because this is his dream, this is his goal, and whatever his aspirations are, I just want to be able to make sure that those get fulfilled. It's about him. It's about what he wants to do, because this is his life, his career.
Now, his own brother and father, both named Brandon Potts, well, they described his childhood as the following:
smart, funny, and crazy.
In so many words to sum up in one person, he's energetic, positive, and like to be his own person, do his own thing sometimes.
Despite being well cared for, well, Choppa's childhood was humble to say the least. Now, there was a time in his life when he couldn't even afford junk food.
I really wanted to bring the Cheetos to the table for this reason. So in school, it's people that you call like sellers. They sell snacks and shit throughout the school day. And bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was always the nigga that never had like $1 to buy the snacks. And I always talk myself into the, to giving me some Cheetos or focus me on some Cheetos. Or one day I paid somebody some quarters for some Cheetos, some hot Funyuns, and a Fago. $3 in quarters. So yeah, this a little memory I had back in school with Cheetos. You know, people just selling food and stuff in the school. I felt like that was cool. Something somebody should know.
His first love growing up was basketball. He looked up to Kobe Bryant and idolized his work ethic. Now Choppa, he would later apply that same level of dedication towards his own craft, but when he was a kid, he was applying it to the hardwood. Now Choppa, he attended Cordova High School and he played on their team, putting up some pretty nice numbers during his playing days. But he was always getting into too much trouble to imagine a future as an athlete. Now Choppa's been pretty open about his past troubles during interviews, but he doesn't like to get into specifics in terms of what landed him in a juvenile detention center while he was still quite young.
You ready to tell us what happened? Boy, you gonna talk?
He admits that choices he made, they got him into trouble, but the time he spent in juvie, it motivated him to turn his life around.
It was an eye-opener. It made me move way more cautious. I try to stay out of trouble now because I know my people can't eat if I'm in jail. So that's how I look at it.
At 14 years of age, while Choppa, he began to freestyle with his friends.
Would anyone else care to challenge me? That's what I thought. DJ, drop a beat.
He stated, Lil Wayne was pretty much the only rapper I listened to when I was young. Now Choppa, he would seek out new songs from Wayne on YouTube, study his vocal patterns, and absorb his charisma. But when Choppa decided to double down on his music career, well, he was at a low point in his life. In fact, he told Complex, I was just down. I wasn't really too hyped on religion. I don't really believe in religion like that. I just believe that there is a God. So I made an oath to myself that I was gonna make sure I prayed at night. That was 2 years before I blew up. I was doing that about 2 years straight. Next thing you know, I started getting visions in my head of me just performing. That's a real testimony. So I always tell people, keep God first. Speaking and believing it into existence helped Choppa concentrate on his musical journey. Now before he became NLE Choppa, well, he went by the name YNR Choppa, and he uploaded some of his most early work to SoundCloud under that name. Songs like Through the Rain and Getting Money, they showed off his talent, but success, it wasn't immediate, he told XXL. I was recording stuff, but I guess it wasn't good music. Now Choppa, he dropped the YNR and he added NLE, which stands for No Love Entertainment. Now as for Choppa, well, it was just a nickname he had as a kid. No Love Anthem, well, it became his first song that really picked up some traction. Then rapping with his friends under the collective name of the Shotta Fam. Now they released their No Chorus series, the third part of which was a breakout moment for Choppa. Now people all over, they started to take notice, including the likes of Birdman. The Cash Money record founder was so impressed by what he heard that he did a deep dive into Choppa's music, and he liked what he heard. Oh yeah! NLE Choppa explained, he had a video of me freestyling to my mom for Mother's Day from way before I blew up. He showed me the video that was still in his phone from all the way back then. Now Birdman, he would feature Choppa on the climactic song of his album Just Another Gangsta, and from that point on, well, Choppa, he was off and running. Now his song Shotta Flow, it was released in 2018, and this took his rap game to a whole nother level. Now originally freestyled to the beat in the back of a car, but recognizing its potential, he then recorded an official version.
Nigga, had the whole car started rocking when the beat started dropping.
The song blew up on dance apps like Dub Smash and was extremely popular on YouTube, where it has over 135 million views at the time of this recording.
So my boys, I was like, we gotta shoot this immediately.
Now the process of writing songs through freestyle is something that he still does to this day. In fact, he told Complex, I freestyle all my music. If I do a song with a chorus and a verse, it takes me about 25 minutes. If I do a song with 2 verses or stretch it out, it takes me about 30 to 35 minutes. Now this allows him to remain prolific, and at present he reportedly has around 300 unreleased songs.
Oh my.
Now by his 16th birthday, Choppa, he already had millions of views on YouTube, and while his career was undoubtedly taking off, well, he did face some backlash due to his love of featuring firearms in his videos. Now when pressed on the issue, well, Choppa, he likes to explain that highlighting guns is a result of where he grew up.
Memphis played a big part of me. I feel like if I wasn't from Memphis, I wouldn't be what I am today, because Memphis is a grit grind city. Get up, go get it, hustling city.
Choppa has since pulled back on all the weaponry in his videos, probably because the cops, they were onto him and it wasn't a good look for business.
What's going on, bro? Look at this shit, bro.
After the success of Shotta Flow, Choppa, he dropped out of school and he began getting lessons at home so that he could focus on his future as a rap superstar in the making. Now my man, he had a record companies knocking down his door looking to sign him. Everyone from Interscope to Republic, they were involved in a bidding war for his services that went as high as $3 million. Damn! My phone was blowing up, I had all these offers, but I didn't get overwhelmed because this is what I wanted. This is what I've been praying for so long. So which one did he choose? Well, it's a bit of a trick question because he chose none of them. Yeah, my man, he pulled a Freddie Van Fleet and he decided to bet on himself. He turned down the $1 million deals to remain independent and own his own masters. Now he signed a distribution deal with United Masters, a company owned by hip-hop legend Steve Stout, and speaking with Billboard, Stout had this to say. Record companies are calling the guy and offering a bunch of money. Here's the issue, he's already just seen. With him owning the rights and us doing distribution, he's earning money on Spotify and Apple Music, and his song is growing on YouTube. What does he need a record company to do? But Choppa, he wasn't done there. Now he also started his own record company called No Love Entertainment because he wants to build something big from the ground up. In June of 2019, he released the first single for the label Free Youngboy in reference to rapper NBA Youngboy, who was arrested at the time. I've actually done a versus between these two kids. Now he also released the track Camelot that reached the number 37 spot on the Billboard Hot 200, becoming his second top 40 hit after Shotta Flow. As for where his future goes from here, well, I think we're just gonna have to wait and see. After all, this is a show titled Before They're Famous.
Yeah, I remember that.
Alright guys, what did you think of this updated video? What do you guys think of NLE Choppa? Is he your favorite in the game or do you prefer someone else? I read through most of your comments, so be sure to sound off down below. Also, we updated the thumbnails here. I think they're looking really fresh. But you gotta let me know what you think in the comments down below! My name is Michael McCrudden. We drop a new video each and every day around 7 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to subscribe. If you haven't turned on your post notifications, get her done, and I'll see you guys in another video. Boom!